Blocks are great tools that enable us to recreate similar line work in a rapid fashion. They can also contain metadata in what is called attributed blocks. A block attribute is a label or tag that essentially attaches data to your line work. Some examples of using attributed blocks as data could be part numbers, prices, comments, names, cost, manufacturer, or anything really. When a block is created, you can add text to it, but that doesn't make it an attribute. You have to add attributed text to the block. They're distinctly different. Attributed text in a block can be edited and extracted. They can also be visible or invisible. When an attributed block is inserted into your file, you will be prompted to enter in data values that will be stored with that block. Some attributes can be constant or uneditable, like a part number or name, for example. Let's open up the attributed block example file. This file contains an attributed block that has been inserted as a title block for this drawing. It's right here. So you can see when I hover over it, it looks like it's a block. When I select it, there are a lot of different grips in here. That's for the attributed text. This item here that says prepared for, that's just regular text. I can't edit it or change it or do anything to it. Now to edit the attributes of a block, you can double click it. That brings up the Enhanced Attribute Editor window. Here you can edit the text to display what you need it to. We drag this to the side. Here you can see this attribute has a tag. It's called plan, and you're prompted with a plan name number 1 and the value. Plan name or value here is the actual text that is displayed in your drawing. To edit that, I click in this box here, and I just change it like I would in any regular text editor. I'm going to call this drawing title. When you're finished, click OK, and you've changed the text in your title block. Title blocks are very commonly used with attributed text. This allows everyone's title block to be formatted exactly the same way and give your drawings a uniform look. Now here's a quick tip. If you only want to edit one field of data, hold down the Control key and double click on that text field. When you're finished, just left click somewhere off on the screen. Now if you double click it, this gives you access to everything here that you can change. I can call this sheet title as an example, which is right up here. I can say whatever I want it to be. When I'm done, press enter. Client name, I can just say ABC Company. Click OK, and you can see here that I've changed some of the information on it. Now let's say, for example, I only need one of these lines. That's easy enough. Put a space in there, and now it looks blank. Now to create an attribute in a block, you have to create an attribute definition. It's sort of like creating text, only there are a few more definitions to assign. So let's edit this block right here. So select it, and then right click on it and go to the block editor. I'm going to close this because we won't really need that. It'll just going to get in our way. Each one of these objects here are attributed text. If I double click on them to edit them, I get these three options. I have the tag, the prompt, and the default. The default will automatically fill in this information for you so the user doesn't have to. It's sort of a placeholder. When you're finished, just click OK. Now these have grips so that I can position them however I'd like. And if I want to create a new block attribute, I just come up here to the attribute definition in our block editor ribbon. So this is the attribute definition. I have a lot of different items that I can pick from here, like justification, text style. I can make it annotative or not. I can change the text height. Mostly what you're going to do is enter in your tag, prompt, and your default information. So let's say I want to make a tag for location. Now a lot of times you're just going to enter in the same thing, location, location, location. Now when I click OK, it wants to know where I want to put it. I don't really have a spot for it in my line work. I'm just going to put it right over here, just for now. And that's where it is. Now you can also look at the things like layer, size, etc. Now let's select any attribute. I'm just going to pick the one that I just created. Right click on it and select the attribute order option right here at the top. Now this window opens up, the attribute order window, This will allow you to edit the order the attributes will be listed when you edit the data fields of an attributed block. Now, it doesn't physically change them in any way, just the order in which they're listed. So I put in location last, so it naturally goes to the bottom. But let's move it up after the client names. So I'm going to put it up here. So I select it, and then I click the Move Up button. Click OK. And when I'm finished, I'll click the Close Block Editor button. Save the changes to the title block, and you'll notice it doesn't look any different. Where is my location option? Well, there's something that you have to do when you edit an attributed block. You have to use a command called Batman. No, I'm not making it up. It's BATTMAN. It stands for Block Attribute Manager, or Batman. Once you open up Batman, find the block that you just changed, this title block, and then click the Sync button. And that will update every instance of the attributed block in your file. Now, I would wish that it would do this automatically for you, but it doesn't. So you have to do that every time. Don't worry, it will be there. Now we can edit our location right here. Now, if something like this happens in your attributed text, just double-click on your attributed block, find the tag that you want to change, go to Text Options, and you have some abilities here to change a few things. You can change the justification, and that might move it. You can change the text height. You can even change the rotation. You can make it annotative or not. You can even change the width factor. There are a lot of times when I've shrunk the height inside something just to make it fit better. It happens. You can also change some of the properties of it right here as well. When you're finished, click Apply and OK. So that's attributed blocks. And a very common use of an attributed block is a title block.